Hello, friends, and welcome back to Moral Story English. We're so glad you've joined us again for another wonderful tale. Today, we have a very special story for you. One that's all about courage and making a difference, no matter how small you think you are. Get comfortable, and let's dive into today's story, called The Boy and the Broken Bridge. Once upon a time, in a quiet, peaceful village nestled beside a wide, flowing river, there lived a young boy named Ravi. Ravi was known for his bright eyes and even brighter spirit. He loved his village and everyone in it. Every morning, he would wake up early and run down to the riverbank just to watch the sunrise, paint the water with beautiful colors of orange and pink. The river was the lifeblood of the village, and the small wooden bridge that spanned across it was the only way for people to get to the market, the fields, and the neighboring towns. It was a very important bridge. One morning, Ravi woke up to the sound of worried voices. He quickly dressed and ran down to the river, as he always did. But what he saw made his heart sink. Overnight, a fierce storm had raged through the valley. The strong winds and heavy rain had weakened the old wooden bridge, and a large section in the middle had completely collapsed into the rushing water below. The bridge was broken. Villagers stood on the bank, looking distressed. They pointed at the gap, their faces filled with concern. An old farmer sighed. "How will we get our crops to the market now?" A mother holding her child's hand worried. "The doctor is on the other side. What if someone gets sick?" Seeing the despair on everyone's faces, Ravi felt a strong sense of responsibility. He looked at the broken bridge, then at the concerned villagers. He thought to himself, someone has to do something. How will everyone cross the river if the bridge isn't fixed? The other villagers just shook their heads and started walking back to their homes, feeling defeated. They thought the task was too big, that they would have to wait for help from the city, which could take days, maybe even weeks. But Ravi wasn't ready to give up. He looked around and saw piles of sturdy branches and fallen logs that the storm had left behind. He also saw plenty of large, smooth stones along the riverbank. An idea sparked in his mind. He couldn't build a whole new bridge, but maybe, just maybe, he could create a temporary path. He said aloud to himself, "I must try. If I don't, no one will be able to cross, and our village will be cut off." With newfound determination, Ravi got to work. He started by dragging the smaller logs to the river's edge. They were heavy, and his arms quickly began to ache, but he didn't stop. He pushed and pulled with all his might, slowly moving them into position to fill the gap. Next, he began gathering large, flat stones. He carried them one by one, carefully placing them on top of the logs to create a stable, walkable surface. It was slow, difficult work. His hands got scraped, and sweat dripped down his forehead. But the thought of his friends and neighbors being able to cross the river kept him going. After about an hour of hard labor, one of the villagers who was passing by stopped and saw what Ravi was doing. He chuckled a little and said, "Ravi, what are you doing? This is too hard for a young boy like you. You should go home and play. Leave this for the grown-ups." But Ravi, pausing only for a moment to wipe his brow, replied with a firm voice, "I must try, sir. If I don't do something, who will? If we all wait, nothing will get done." The man was taken aback by the boy's determination, but simply shrugged and walked away, still believing it was a hopeless task. Ravi ignored the comment and continued his work. He worked for hours under the warm sun. He arranged more wood, packed more stones, and tested each section to make sure it was secure. Slowly but surely, a makeshift path began to take shape over the broken part of the bridge. It wasn't perfect, but it looked strong enough to hold a person's weight. Finally, after what felt like an entire day of nonstop effort, he placed the last stone. The bridge was usable again. Just as he finished, the villagers who had left earlier started to return, wondering what they would do. When they saw the repaired bridge, They stopped in their tracks. Their eyes widened in disbelief. There was Ravi, tired and covered in dirt, but standing proudly next to his handiwork. They carefully tested the bridge, and to their amazement, it was strong and safe. A cheer erupted from the crowd. The old farmer who had been so worried earlier patted Ravi on the back and exclaimed, "Ravi, you are a hero. You saved us all. We were ready to give up, but you showed us what one person can do. Thank you." The mother with her child gave him a warm smile and said, "Thank you, Ravi. You have a heart of gold." The villagers were not only thankful, but also deeply impressed and a little ashamed of their own lack of initiative. That little boy, whom they thought was too small to make a difference, had solved a problem that all the adults felt was too big to handle. Ravi showed everyone in his village that courage, determination, and the willingness to try can overcome even the biggest obstacles. He proved that you don't need to be big and strong to do great things. You just need a big heart and a strong will. And the moral of this story is a powerful one. Never underestimate what you can do. It doesn't matter if you are young or old, big or small. Even small hands can make big changes in the world. When you see a problem, don't just wait for someone else to solve it. Have the courage to take the first step, because your effort might be exactly what is needed to make a difference. That was our story for today. The Boy and the Broken Bridge. We hope it inspired you to believe in your own power, to create positive change. What did you learn from Ravi's actions? Let us know in the comments below. We love hearing from you. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and be sure to subscribe to Moral Story English for more short English moral stories every week. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next story.